it was very badly shot, and it's unwatchable and you can't hear it. And I thought I was being really clever and doing my own solo, like I used to do. I completely lost all my skill set because I'm looked after so magnificently well. So it's so there's no footage of that. But believe me, I've driven
train number 1 just left.
86
train
miles.
number 2
I've used 312 kilowatt hours. But here's something I did notice, and I did make a note of, is that when I'd used 100 kilowatt hours according to my trip
2680
recorder,
and 2569.
I'd already travelled 328 miles. It clearly does. I reckon it does.
3.
In normal driving, and this was driving like on British motorways at 70 miles an hour, cruising along for hour after hour. I wasn't doing crawly driving, I was doing normal driving.
Very high.
And so you would easily get over 300 miles on one charge in this car. And then it comes really to the second topic, which is how fast can it charge? Well, obviously I used superchargers up until I got to Edinburgh. I used 2. And that is very, very fast. That charges the car at 150 kilowatts. I've used rapid chargers in Scotland. The charge your car service in Scotland has been faultless. I've got the card, it went bing, it recognised it, didn't do any of the annoying stuff, so that was all very good. But one of the topics I've been discussing recently is how quickly you charge. So there's some technology that we're going to be looking at on Fully Charged soon, which is kind of simple but quite brilliant, which is car chargers for people who have solar panels, and it's a system that only is being produced by your solar panels, so you're not using any electricity from the grid. Will go down to a little trickle, so that it only uses what the solar panels produce, so you're guaranteed effectively that you're charging your car with your own power, i.e. zero cost. You don't take anything from the grid at all. It is a simple statistical fact, and there's obviously variance in it, but 90% of cars are not used to the time. So if you've got 90% of the time to charge a car, you can charge it very, very slowly, and if you have solar panels, for nothing. That's the sort of theory. About the car itself, it is a Model S. It's an absolutely fantastic car to drive. It is incredibly smooth and quiet, as you can tell now. I mean, we're doing 60 miles an hour now, and I'm barely aware of any. You can hear a bit of wind sound. The regen, people who are into regen would love this car, and I've really noticed that difference is that in my Model S, it's rear-wheel drive. It's got regen, works very well, but with four-wheel drive, with dual motors, it took me about 500 miles to work out where's the regen. Because it's got 2 motors, so then you can slow down using the energy captured from the front wheels and the rear wheels for regen. And actually, if you're going down even quite a steep hill and you just let it roll, and I've tried that a few times in Scotland, it will eventually, well, it'll go down to about 4 miles an hour. Almost stops it. So you barely use the brakes in this car. The regen is really exceptional. You can turn it off, you can make it lower, so you don't get quite that pullback, but I really like a bit of regen. The driving of it is definitely, it's a subtle difference, but when I've taken a couple of hairpin bends on mountain roads in this, faster than an old vicar like me should, and it just sticks to the road. It's incredible. It hurt my guts because everything was going sideways. As for cost, that will appear now on a lower third, because of course I can't retain that sort of information. But on one other point is that on a long drive in my Model S, if I'm really careful, I can get sub 300 watt hours a mile, or so-and-so numbers per kilometre. That will also appear under here. And this one, it's about the Model X, fairly obvious. It uses a lot more electricity to cover the distance. That was in the sort of 400, 420 watt hours a mile. This one, over 989 miles, has done 317. Well, it was 305 for a long time, but we got a bit bored yesterday driving across the mountains to Inverness, so it's gone up a bit, which is kind of annoying because I quite like getting a low number there. But 317